You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Yes, so newsletter out and working energetically. You know, lots of things energetically. So the chakras, the vayus, the bandhas, gosh, the meridians, the nadis, subtle energy and how it moves around the body, particularly when we're looking at asana and the support in an asana as well. So I won't go into too much today. I'll drip feed it. We haven't done bandhas for a while, and we haven't done vayus for a while either. So taking our hridaya mudra, we're crossing the right hand on chest, left hand. I'm not mirroring you here. And then the thumbs just connect at the base of the throat where the collarbones kind of meet. So you can spread those fingers out. It's not quite Garuda where we interlace the thumbs, but we place the thumbs up towards the throat chakra. So softening down through the shoulders, sitting tall through the spine, being comfortable, whatever your seated position is for you. And then either taking a soft gaze or closing the eyes, whichever is most comfortable. And allow these precious moments of your day to come into your space, into your sacred space of that rectangle of your yoga mat. Almost a haven of bliss, peace, calm. Letting go of what has taken place already today and letting go of what is to come for the rest of the day and for the rest of the week. And today being the start of April, start of our new theme, working through the subtle energies of the body. So we'll tap into the heart chakra, the throat chakra today, particularly. Working with the upper body physically into the chest, upper back, shoulders, and into the neck. To relieve tightness and tension that may come through just from daily life, you know, phones, laptops, computers, sitting down on sofas, things like that. And that we might just hold tension into our shoulders as well. So be aware of your heart space as you cradle your chest here with the hands. Maybe you feel the warmth of your hands against your chest. Maybe you can even feel your own heart beating. And this is where the physical organ of the heart and the pericardium, the fascia around the heart, connect with the subtle energy of the heart chakra, the anahata. This is the area that governs our love, our kindness, our compassion, but also our gratitude, our gratefulness, our thanks for ourselves. And yoga is one of those wonderful ways where we can actually give back to ourselves. No one else is involved, but I guarantee that everybody else will feel the benefits from your yoga practice. So for now, just tapping into how you feel emotionally, physically, and mentally, honoring your body throughout the practice today, taking rests where you may need to, and thinking about the flow of the energy freely around the body, unblocking, clearing, balancing. Setting your own intention or sankalpa for practice, whatever resonates with you the most through our theme, whatever you need support with, how that can guide you through your practice today. Starting to release the hands away from the chest. They open out forward as if you are gifting your heart energy out to the universe. The arms come all the way back behind you. Open out the chest. See if you can squeeze those thumbs together. Shoulder blades pull together here. And then start to contract through the navel, rounding out the chest, rounding out the back. And then the arms come forward, interlacing the fingers in front of you and gently pushing away. Dropping chin to chest, scooping out through the belly. Again, lengthening the spine, releasing the fingers, opening the arms out, pulling those thumbs towards one another, pressing the chest forwards. So from the side, this kind of looks like we're pulling those thumbs as close to they can. And then you start this contraction and rounding through the spine and then interlacing the fingers to push the knuckles away. Trying not to raise the shoulders up towards the ears. Last time. Opening, gifting your heart energy to the universe and to yourself. And then last time, contracting into the belly, rounding through the spine and interlacing those fingers, pushing away. So here we're starting to bring that energy into the heart space, front and back. And then gently release. Give the shoulders a little circle out. And let's come to our mat on tabletop position. So finding your tabletop here, spacing out the fingers as wide as you can. Knees are underneath the hips, and we're really focusing on the upper body here. So for the last month, we've been focusing around the trunk, lower back, sides of the body. But here, when we start to introduce our cat and cow, we're really focusing on the heart space, front and back. So the center of the thoracic spine, between the shoulder blades, and the chest and the sternum, and particularly into the throat as well. Finding a steadiness of the breath here, inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. This is just what we've done really when we were just seated there. It's just we've moved our arms in a different position. Once you've taken your cat pose, reach the sit bones back and then lift up the belly, lengthen the spine, reach the fingertips forward, exhaling into your child's pose, melting the head down to the block or to the mat. Take a moment here to feel the stretch across the chest, down through the armpits, down through the arms, leading all the way down to your ring finger. And almost kind of feel the pressure of your ring finger, the tip of your ring finger pressing into the mat. And that's our meridian line of the pericardium. So really focusing on the breath, steadiness, inhale and exhale. Lift up so that you can lengthen the spine just a little bit here. Threading the right arm through and underneath us. This comes into a threading the needle of a child's pose. So we're still in child's pose here. And again, maybe needing a block to rest the head on. Slightly different when we're in a threading the needle and we're on our knees or tabletop position. Dropping down left shoulder. Palm is face up of that right hand, all the way to the fingertips. Breathe in, bring the right arm back, lift and lengthen the spine so it gives you the space to thread through your left arm. I'm going to try not to compress my mic here. And exhaling. And you may certainly find that one side might feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more free and effortless than the other side. Dropping down through the right armpit. And then breathe in, bring that hand back, and you can start to walk those hands back as you uncurl through the spine. Again, drawing navel back, rounding up, coming all the way into either thunderbolt position or kneeling, Vajrasana, or you can toe squat. Tucking the toes. Let's come into reverse prayer from here. So sweep the hands out. They come all the way back around us and slide them up to where they feel comfortable for your reverse prayer. Remember, you don't have to do the reverse prayer and the toe squat if you don't wish to. You might like to just kneel, but keep those heels tucked underneath the buttocks. So from the back, that's bringing those heels right in, active thunderbolt position. And breathe into the back of your heart space here. Fingertips, wherever they feel most comfortable. Soften the shoulders, soften the face, soften the throat. And just lift up the chest just a little bit, little back bend there. Gaze goes to the sky. Try and pull those elbows just a little bit wider, maybe pushing those wrists together a little bit more. And then bring yourself center. Release the hands to the knees, palms face up. Release to the tops of the feet. So just coming out of that reverse prayer, allow this kind of afterglow effect in the hands, in the wrists. As I say, the pericardium is that sac, that protective sac organ around the heart. And the pericardium meridian goes out across the chest, down through the armpit, down the inner bicep, forearm to the ring finger. So you might be feeling something energy freeing up down the arms. Give the fingers a wiggle, move into the wrists. We've got just one arm balance. Oh no, two arm balances today, but 3 points of contact. Give them a shake. So let's come into some movement through the spine. We're going to slide out into heart pose. So slide the hands out, lift the hips this time, melt the chest down. So the shoulder blades start to squeeze in towards one another. Hips are above knees. We're pressing down through the tops of the feet and the shins. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Maybe you're resting on the forehead or the chin. Again, be aware of the neck, throat throughout the practice, just as much as the upper torso, upper body. We move forward into our forearm plank. You choose here whether you keep the knees down, pressing away through the mat, keeping those shoulder blades apart from one another, or maybe you like to tuck the toes and give yourself a little bit more core work in that forearm plank. Crown of the head reaches forward, face parallel to mat. From here, we lower the pubic bone, keeping the toes tucked until the hip bones come down, moving into Sphinx pose. So releasing to the tops of the feet, maybe moving the arms forward if you need to, or keeping the elbows tucked underneath the shoulders. And again, emanating the energy from your heart space forward. Be aware of everything that you're feeling, experiencing here. And then nice and slowly, we widen the elbows and we roll down to prone. Take a moment to just pause and rest. Soften out through the chest, the upper back and shoulders. Take all the tension away. Sway out through the hips, release into the lower back. We have some back bends in our practice today. Let's just go for a broken wing here. So our left arm comes out to the side of us in line with our shoulder, palm is face down. Right hand goes by your right shoulder, and we're going to roll over onto our left hip. Now here you can keep the legs straight, you can bend up the knees, or maybe you like to open up that right knee, right hip. Again, that energy comes across from the chest, down through the armpit, and down through the arm, into the hand, into your ring finger. And again, feeling that ring finger pressing down in towards the earth. Navel tucks in slightly, and then roll back. And change sides. Left hand comes by your chest, right hand goes out in line with your shoulder, rolling over onto your right hip. And again, you can keep those legs straight, bent, or take the option of opening up that knee and hip. Dropping down through that right armpit this side, navel pulls in gently. And let's roll ourselves back. Keep on that right cheek there. Bring the hands by the side of your body and palms face up. And this is just really a nice release through the chest and the shoulders. Melt the shoulders down. Give yourself a little wiggle. Bring the head center. Keep the hands by the side of the body, but turn the palms to face the thighs, pressing down through the tops of the feet. Going to come a little forward, pressing down through the tops of the feet. We're going to start to bring the left hand towards the left shin or left calf, and then wiggle right hand. So these are lateral stretches, as if you were standing and you're reaching down the side of your leg. So torso is lifted off of the mat, legs are down. That's it. We're reaching right arm and left arm down towards our knee. And then do that equally, left and right. Bring yourself back into center. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Find the forehead down onto the mat here. Take a deep breath in. Let's press up into a nice cobra. Roll the shoulders away. Try out to bring the shoulders up towards the ears here. Pull down, pull the elbows in, suck, suck, suck them into the rib cage. And then from here, we push ourselves back through tabletop. We round the spine through cat. We come back through child's pose, and we come all the way back to the back of our mat into that kneeling pose. Take a moment to just shrug and release the shoulders. Lift the arms up. Press the palms together. Reach up and over to the right. Again, that side stretch. Breathe in, bring center, and up and over to the left. Breathe in, center, hands come down, chin to chest, slide out. Let's go through kneeling sun salutation. So we've just done this heart pose. Forearm plank. Lower down, Sphinx pose. Exhale, pull back to tabletop. Round through the spine, come up into camel. Supporting the spine here, opening the heart space to the sky. Bring yourself center, hands come down to support you. Right leg comes forward, find a nice open winged dragon. So we're keeping the chest upright, dropping hips down. Fingertips might be down on the mat or to a block. Here you can tuck the toe if you wish, keeping that leg strong and long behind you. Again, we're opening up our heart space here. And then taking our right hand to our right knee, you might just give it a little press, opening out to the side. Our left hand comes down, 45 degrees there. You can always lower that back knee down. Slowly bring yourself back and release right leg back to the start of kneeling at the back. Roll down, chin to chest, slide out, heart pose as you exhale. Inhale, forearm plank. Breathe out, lower it down. Breathe in, Sphinx. Breathe out, lower but push back through cat. Exhale, child's. Inhale, camel. Good. Bring yourself center, hands come down, left leg steps forward, wing the dragon, and drop the hips. Keep the heart center lifted, shoulders relaxed. Again, your choice, tucking the back toe, making that back leg nice and strong and long. Push back through the heel. Right hand goes just ahead of the shoulder there, 45-degree angle, and then reach that left arm to the left knee. So just notice here, are you dropping into that right hip, or is the right hip the same height as the left? Open out through the chest on the left side. That's it. Nice, beautiful. And then bring center, hands come down, and take it back. Tuck your toes, this time bent legged, downward facing dog, keeping the chest as close to the thighs as you can. Shins parallel to the mat. We're pressing back. And now ripple up through the spine, come all the way through into plank. You can lower your knees if you need to in that plank position, or you can stay in a high plank. Pushing away from the mat, strong shoulders, shoulder blades pulling away from one another, core is lifted. Now lower knees, keep the chest and the chin down between the thumbs, keep the hips high, toes tucked. Namaskar. Release and cobra. Pull back, tuck toes, go straight into your bent legged downward facing dog as you pedal out. So we're trying to get strength and flexibility together into the chest, upper back and shoulders, a balance of, active dynamic work with those planks and forearms, but then also the releases. And releasing both heels together, exhale into downward facing dog, or take a tabletop or a child's pose. Lifting up the abdomen here. Might be an opportunity to introduce Uddiyana Bandha, so that energetic seal of the abdomen. It draws in and up towards the diaphragm. Looking forward, walking the feet all the way to the front of your mat, and all the way into your half lift. Weight is in the toes, hands might come to the shins to blocks or mat. Nice long spine. So heart space parallel to the earth. Crown of the head reaches forward. We've created space between our belly and our thighs, ready for our full forward fold. Exhale. Take hold of the elbows. Sway gently from side to side. Release to gravity, keep the weight into the toes, light into the heels, and you can choose to start to straighten the legs if it feels good to do so. Neck is soft, crown of the head down to the earth. Your choice to come up to stand is rolling up through the spine, bent or straight legs. Maybe you use the core, flat back, and you sweep the arms all the way up. They meet or shoulder width apart. Back salute. Find the breath. Really does touch the cardiovascular system in an upward salute here. Breathe in. Bring yourself center. Exhale, hands come down through the center line of the body. Active here. So our hands are pressing in towards one another. Active wrists. Are we ready to go through our flow? Are we warming up? Good. Oh, I think my head's cut off. Is my head cut off? Okay. I haven't been down here for so long. So coming through our flow, we're going to open the hands out in front of us, just as we did when we were seated. The thumbs press back behind us. We pull the shoulder blades together, push the pelvis forward. It's a back bend here. So it's like, I'm flying. Remember Titanic. And then bring yourself back. Hands meet at the heart center once more. Let's try that once more. Hands go out, thumbs pull back, lift the gaze, strong neck, strong back. And then bring yourself back into center. Hands go into the heart. This time the hands raise. We swan dive. Hands go wide, palms face down, chest leads. All the way into your fold as you breathe out. Inhale, half lift. Step or hop it back through your connecting vinyasas of chaturangas, up dogs, cobras or planks, and finding your way back into your downward facing dog. Taking a breath in and breath out. Looking forward, walking or hopping to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Chest parallel to the floor, long spine, sit bones reaching back. Exhale, light into the heels, release to the fold. Again, choose your way up, strong spine or rounded. Come into the upward salute. Maybe second time around, you get a deeper back bend here. Maybe palms are together or shoulder width apart. Find the breath. Breathe in, bring center. Exhale. Hands come into the heart center. Active wrists. Let's open those hands out. Thumbs press back. Shoulder blades squeeze together as you push the pelvis forward. And bring them back into heart center, Samastiti. Once more, open hands out, gifting your energy to the world. And they come back into the heart. This time the hands go down. They sweep all the way up. And then swan dive, chest leads. Breathing out. And then inhale, half lift. Stepping, hopping back through your connecting vinyasas. And coming back into downward facing dog. Taking a moment to breathe. Maybe tabletop or child's pose is an option here. Think energetically. Remember Uddiyana Bandha, pulling in and up. Gaze towards the toes and beyond. Settling the breath. Remember when we start to work with a heart practice, it's cardiovascular. We're using the air element. Looking forward, walking or hopping to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift when you get there. Exhale, full fold. Inhale, lift the arms. Bring yourself up. Upward facing salute once more. Maybe this third upward salute, you get a deeper back bend. Bring the hands up and bring them back into heart center. Take a moment to pause in Samastiti. Thumbs are at the sternum. Maybe you're feeling the heart beating behind the thumbs. Soften tension in the face. We're going to go through our flow now, which is a crescent lunge and a wild thing and a fallen triangle and a twisted plank. So the arms sweep out, lift it up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. And Step back left leg. Find your high or low lunge. Lift the arms up and they circle all the way back. The palms flip around the other way. Interlace the fingers behind the base of the spine. Open the shoulders, open the chest. Press the knuckles down the back of the thigh towards the heel. We're driving the front knee forward. We're staying in our crescent lunge here. Maybe got a little back bend, or you can always look forward. Nice. From here, we release the hands to the floor and we sweep that right leg all the way back to a three-legged dog. We open the hip, and this is where we come into our wild thing on our left side. So we drop down to the mat on the left. Lift it up for wild thing. This is your arm balance I was talking about. 3 points of contact though, reaching back. Open the heart to the sky and bring yourself back into center. The right arm comes down, right knee tucks in and threads it through. Underneath you, fallen triangle. And then lifting up left away from the mat. Beautiful. Really nice transitions there. Again, 3 points of contact. This time we bring the hand back and we're preparing for our twisted plank. So that right leg stays out where it is, left leg stays where it is, and we lower down all the way. Hands stay by the shoulders, dropping left shoulder. And this is where we release the feet and just slide that right leg back. And we come into prone and we take a rest. How nice. Soften out. Yes, the heart is, well, I'm talking as I'm doing, but I have no doubt that your heart is already beating quite fast. So let's push up through cobra, through tabletop, tuck the toes, ripple up through your connecting vinyasa, plank, lowering, chaturangas, up dogs, and back into downward facing dog. Take a few moments to pause and breathe. Again, lifting up Uddiyana Bandha, that energetic seal in the abdomen. Looking forward, either stepping or hopping to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Drive yourself up to stand. Back salute if you wish. Oh, my back's definitely a lot freer. And hands come down through the center line of the body. They pass the face, pass the throat, pass the heart, and they release to Tadasana, preparing for our opposite side. Hands sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. This time, we step back with the right leg. Find your low or your high crescent lunge. Stabilize the feet, stabilize the legs, the hips, then the arms, circle all the way back. You turn the palms face out, interlace the fingers with the other finger on top. So think about which index finger you had on the other side. Press the knuckles down the back of the thigh towards the heel. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Ooh, shaky on this side. Gaze can stay forward. From here, we release the hands to the mat. We ground, and we're going to send that left leg all the way back into our three-legged dog. Prepare for our wild thing on the right side. So dropping down to the mat, lifting up, finding your wild thing. Driving that right arm down to the earth, strong wrist, strong elbow. Bring yourself back into center. The left knee comes through and underneath you. This time, right arm raises to the sky. Switch the weight to the left hand. Keep lifting up through the left hip. And bring the hands back. Find the plank position here. Lower this down. Oh, all the way. So our left leg is still extended. We release to the top of our right foot and we just simply slide that left leg underneath. Come into prone. Head to the back of the hands. Wiggle the hips. Release the glutes. Exhaling. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Preparing for cobra. Breathe in. Push back. Tabletop. Tuck toes. Bent leg. Downward facing dog as you ripple. Connecting vinyasa this time. You can always miss out your connecting vinyasas, of course. Back to down dog. Take a moment. Release the heels. Again, Uddiyana Bandha lifts in and up, pulling navel in. And then let's lower to child's pose. Bring the knees down. Bring the hands back behind you. Soften the belly and the chest over the thighs. Let the head come to a block or to the mat. Take a moment here to breathe, which may be a little bit tricky because our belly and chest compressed against the thighs. So really breathe deep. Bring the hands forward. We're going to slide through into heart pose from here, melting your heart down. Maybe this changes after those back bends and after the work that we've just done. We come forward onto the forearms. And now we're going to come into a dolphin. So tucking toes and starting to walk the feet all the way in, lifting the hips. And maybe you interlace the fingers here. This might be a little bit easier for the shoulders. Pressing down through the earth, shoulders away from ears. We're just finding that dolphin for a moment. And then start to walk those feet back out, returning to your forearm plank, and then coming all the way down, back down into prone. Take a moment to rest. Again, we're balancing out, dynamic, passive, a little bit of peace, a little bit of calm, a little bit of challenge. Right arm reaches back to take hold of your right foot. Draw the heel in, quad stretch. Pulling navel in, soft breath. Pulling hip flexor down of that right leg, feeling the release through the quad. And then release, let the foot float down. Swap arms, left to left foot. Again, lengthen thigh away, pulling hip flexor downwards. Noticing any differences here. And then we release, let the foot float down. Head comes to the back of the hands once more. Big toes touch, heels fall out. Sway out through the hips and the lower back. We're going to come into our Dhanurasana, which is our bow pose. Sweeping both arms around, taking hold of the feet. I'll give you the option here to flex or to point. This morning I pointed, so today I'm going to flex. So lifting up the chest, lifting up the heart space, squeezing those knees together, not letting them flare away to the sides of the mat. Breathing. Lifting heart space, lifting thighs, and lowering down. Take the cheek to the mat, arms to the hips. Palms are face up, soften out through the shoulders. And just notice your own physical energy here, not the subtle energy, but the energy that you're carrying through the practice. Are there moments where you feel that, you don't have the energy to complete an asana, but you can make a modification for yourself? Everything is always modifiable. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, head comes center. Push yourself back through tabletop. Find your tabletop here and then find your cat and cow. So I'm really hoping that your spine may have got a little bit more mobility than when you first started. Mine certainly has, and this is the third class of my day. So we have a standing balance to come. Maybe you know what it is. So we're going to tuck the toes. We're going to send the hips back into our downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk the hands towards the feet. Come all the way to the back of your mat. Heels are light. Wade into the toes. Exhale, dangle. Give yourself a little sway, release into the spine, and then start to gently roll up through the spine. You can bend the knees, but pull the navel in, curling up each and every vertebra. Coming all the way to stand, Tadasana at the back of your mat. This is a moment where we come into our standing balance of Natarajasana, dancer pose. Let's start with the right leg. So we're going to squeeze our right knee in towards the chest, give the ankle a little release, and making sure that the shoulders stay over the hips. We're not leaning back too much. Then we go into that quad stretch, which is where we were on the floor. Pulling the heel in towards the buttock, finding your drishti, something ahead of you that's not going to move. Flipping the grip. So bringing the hand in on the inside of that foot. And then as you start to push the foot away, keeping the chest open, raising the front hand. Looking away and further, further, further away into that dancer. Strong supporting leg. Navel gently pulling in. Heart open. Smile on the face. And bring it back. Place the foot down. We haven't done dancer for so long. Let's lift up the knee. Give it a squeeze. Release through the ankle. Again, keeping the shoulders over the hips, not trying to lean back too much here. And then flipping that foot into your quad stretch. Pulling that left heel in towards the buttock. Long spine. Flip the grip. Open out through that bicep and armpit. And as you start to push the foot into the hand, then you keep the chest lifted and maybe the right arm floats up. Again, using the power of your drishti, that focus out ahead of you to keep the balance, and the strong supporting standing leg grounding you to the earth. Believe that you have the balance. Relaxing tension in the face. And nice and slowly bring yourself back. Foot places down to Tadasana. That is all the standing work for today. So we're going to roll down, chin to chest. crown of the head to the floor. Hands go all the way out and come into your downward facing dog from there. Exhale, maybe you like to pedal out. Remember Uddiyana Bandha, that energetic seal, pulling in and up gently. And we're going to come into kneeling from there. And eagle arms with cow face legs. So shoelace legs, eagle arms. We're going to take the right leg across, opening out the feet to the side of you, maybe sitting on a block. Oh, a bit tighter today than I was this morning. And eagle arms, so we've got the right leg on top, left arm on top. So lifting up, the elbow away from the body, focus is at the back of the wrists, long spine, shoulders are down the back, shoulders are pulling apart from one another here. We've done quite a bit of work where the shoulder blades have been pulling together. Fingertips reach up towards the sky. We're softening through the legs. From here, we unravel the arms and we come into Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. So all we do is move our right foot and then take our twist towards our right leg. So a half spinal twist there, maybe hugging that right knee or elbow of the left arm over the top. Opening chest out to the right side of your mat. And then bring yourself center. We're going to extend both legs out in front of us for a seated forward fold, lifting up the arms. And reach up and over. This is a Paschimottanasana, so it's an Ashtanga fold, opening the chest, nice long spine. Again, the heart space, the heart energy coming outwards, not caving down. Maybe the fingers are over the toes or down on the shins or the thighs, pulling navel in, giving the flesh a little wiggle away from the buttocks. And then we bring ourselves back and the left leg comes over for your cow face legs. So stacking those knees on top of one another. Feet go out to the side, left leg on top, right arm on top for eagle arms. Lifting elbows away from the body, shoulders down the back, away from the ears. Fingertips reach to the sky. Navel pulls in, spine is long. Trying not to focus too much on the legs, but allowing yourself to release into the hips. It's more focus into the arms. Release, eagle arms, and then just place your left foot down into Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. Just takes a little bit of a wiggle of the butt. Again, either hugging that left knee or taking the elbow over, opening the chest out to the side, getting the belly free of the thigh. These moments of stillness are important. Bring yourself back into center. Unravel the legs out in front of you. A little different here. This is our upward facing plank or upward facing tabletop. So tabletop is with the knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor, hands come back behind you. Sitting tall in Dandasana, your staff pose, and fingertips are facing forward. Going to roll those shoulders away, start to point the feet and lift the hips up. Upward facing plank. Gaze can look along the body or up to the sky. Open chest, push chest up, and lower down. Come off the wrists. Give those a little release. Well done. We're going to come down onto our backs. So if you need to, you can shuffle forward onto your mat, take a nice slow roll down through the spine. Get warm if you need to. And then when you get there, draw the knees in, spread the shoulder blades apart. Exhale as you lengthen the spine, start to feel the lower back release, thoracic release, upper back and neck softens and releases. Open out the hips because not a lot of our postures were hip openers today, really only our three-legged dog. So give the hips a little release. Placing soles of the feet down on the floor, toes are facing forward, heels are close in towards the buttock, hands by the side of you. And just keep the gaze looking up towards the sky here. Relax through the facial expression, soften through the neck and the throat. Coming up into your bridge pose, finding a bridge that works for you. Driving the knees forward, lengthening those thighs, and lifting up those hip flexors. Trying to straighten those out, not creasing. If you like, interlace the fingers and roll the shoulders underneath you to maybe take a little bit of a higher bridge here. Toes aren't gripping, navel is pulling in, glutes and hamstrings are firing up. Release the hands, roll the shoulders out from underneath you and slowly roll down. Don't rush to come down. Scoop out the belly. Each and every vertebra comes down so the pubic bone stays lifted. And then the sacrum comes down, the pelvis comes down, and you can soften. Let's take the feet wide, drop the knees in, and let's open the arms up into cactus. So constructive rest legs, cactus arms. Feel the openness across the chest here. Backs of the hands down on the mat, fingertips gently curling in towards the palms. We don't need to press the nails down to the earth. So taking these moments to just check in, see how you're feeling energy-wise, also subtle energy-wise. Is your intention still with you, supporting, guiding you through the heart and the throat chakras? Feeling the openness across from the chest into the armpits, into the biceps, and down into the palms and the ring finger. Heel toe, feet back into parallel. Sweep the arms down alongside the body and the hands come underneath the body to prepare for Matsyasana, supported fish. Palms are face down, thumbs connect, extending the legs, and then start to push up onto the forearms, getting those elbows underneath you. And then gaze can stay looking ahead or up to the sky, or maybe you like to let the head and the neck drop back behind you. That's your choice. I don't like that personally, but you can do you. If you wish to, lifting those heels a couple of inches away off the floor. We're pushing down through the hands, through the elbows in our fish here, opening heart and chest, lowering legs, bringing head center, releasing the body down, and arms come all the way out to the side, widen the feet, and find Shavasana. Take a moment just to breathe. We haven't quite finished. We're not quite into our relaxation just yet, but almost there. Give the fingers a wiggle. Release out through the wrists if you need to. And then let's come into a nice little reclined twist. So your choice is the arms can cactus or straight out to the sides, palms face up. Bring the feet back into parallel or again wide. So if you prefer to do the windscreen wiper with wider feet, or you might like to keep the feet together and then drop the knees over. So give you those options. Doesn't matter which way you go, first of all. I quite like windscreen wipers personally. Chest stays up towards the sky. We're open across the front of the body. Shoulder blades are connecting and spread out to the mat. And again, these meridian lines, the pericardium meridian line goes all the way along the bicep, into the forearm, and down into the palm and the ring finger. Take a breath in. Bring the knees back into center. Realign as you need to. And then exhale. They go over to the other side. Again, try to keep shoulder blades firmly apart and firmly planted. Chest is open to the sky. Heart space radiating. Breathe in, bring the knees back into the center. And then just bring right hand to chest, left hand to belly. Take the knees out into your Supta Baddha Konasana, your reclined bound angle. Let the knees drop open, let the hip flexors relax, let the spine naturally arch here. Feeling the comfort of lying on your back, the comfort of your ease of your breath, the comfort of your heart beating. Allowing the physical heart organ to connect to the subtle energies of the Anahata chakra, the area of love, kindness, compassion, gratitude, thankfulness for everything that your body and your breath has given you today throughout your practice, supporting and guiding you. Release the hands from the body, take them to the thighs, lift the knees together, and then draw the knees in. Gently roll and massage out through the spine. Give yourself that love after your practice. And now we can come into our final relaxation. Making yourself warm and comfortable, using props as you need to. So when you do come into your Shavasana, lift up the central spine so that you can feel the spine in the center of your mat, spreading out the shoulder blades apart from one another. And then you can take the arms out and soften into the armpits and the chest here. Allowing yourself time to settle in so that you can be here for a number of minutes without moving, without being distracted, without having to fidget or move clothing. Allow the hands and the feet to be free from touching anything by the side of you other than the floor. And just take note of the position of the head and the neck. Have you taken tension into the throat? Maybe into the jaw, into the face. So just start to find softness through the physical body, softness through the muscles, letting go deeper into relaxation, using the wonderful exhale breath to release tension and tightness. And that includes the bones, and it includes all of the connective tissue, and it includes the skin. Letting everything soften and relax. I'll leave you for a few moments of silence here and let you know when it's time to come back around. Begin to take a few deeper breaths as you bring your awareness back into your surroundings, onto your sacred space of your yoga mat. Beginning to feel the body, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, deepening the breath, deepening the movement. Taking as much time as you need, stretching, rolling over to one side and bringing yourself up to seated when you're ready. Bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, but here just lift the elbows and press the hands together, so it's a bit more of an active into the sternum practice. Take a breath in, breath out. Remind yourself of your own personal intention for practice. One of moving with our theme of the Anahata and throat chakras, inviting love, kindness, compassion, gratitude for ourselves and for others. And always thanking our body for everything it does for us each and every single day, not just on the yoga mat. And I thank you. Namaste.